Thanks for taking the time to participate in our study. I'm Mason, and today I'll be conducting this interview. The purpose of this research is to better understand consumers' general attitudes towards cell phone accessories. The result of our research will hopefully result in companies providing customers with cell phone accessories that best meet consumer needs. I want to stress that your participation is entirely voluntary, that you may choose to not answer any of the questions we ask, and that you may leave at any time you choose. We're video/audio taping the session only so that you may more easily produce a written transcript of the discussion. Everything you say here will be kept confidential. We will not identify you by name in the transcript of the meeting or in our research reports. Before we start the interview, I'd like to lay out a few ground rules. Please do your best to answer each question openly and honestly. The better your answers accurately reflect your viewpoints, the more effective this research will become. If you are confused about a question, feel free to ask me for further explanation. Before we jump to the questions, I would like if we could briefly introduce ourselves. Please tell me your first name, where you live, where you go to school, what your major is, and what type of phone you own.
All right, my name is Jeremiah Heredia. My permanent address is in Gurnee, Illinois, northern suburb of Chicago. I go to school at Marquette University. My major is biomedical sciences, and I own an Apple iPhone X.
Perfect. First, give me 3 words that describe your feelings about cell phone accessories.
Well, they protect your phone, as in a phone case. Accessories, I guess, earbuds, things like that, allow you to listen to music while you walk to class or while you're, doing things. Helps time pass. And trying to think of another accessory. Exactly. I guess would wireless chargers be an accessory? Allows you to just put your phone down and charge it. It's really convenient and nice to have.
Do you think that every phone owner in America should use cell phone accessories?
I mean, it just enhances your experience with your cell phone. It makes it easier to do common things with it.
And why do cell phone accessories enhance the experience?
I mean, they enhance your experience because they make pretty much, you get to use all the features of it. Like, again, listening to music. You don't want to walk around with your music just blasting, and you can hardly hear it during certain situations.
Yeah. All right, and what does a successful cell phone accessory offer to the public?
I guess, again, it allows you to use the features easily and, again, enhance your experience.
Okay, so, all right. Now I'd like to spend a little time talking about your cell phone accessory decision process. I would like you to think back to when you first started looking into purchasing cell phone accessories and think about what you were told or heard were the best type of accessories. I do not want you to think about the purchase itself, rather the guidance you were given before making your final decision. First of all, how knowledgeable were you on the types of cell phone accessories available to you as a consumer?
I mean, most of the time you don't really know. You're kind of out there, you just see something and you kind of read up on it. So I guess I wouldn't be that knowledgeable on anything other than probably earbuds.
Okay. Do you think you had a pretty good idea of what types of accessories you were looking for?
Yeah, normally, you see a commercial or you hear about something and then you kind of go looking for it.
Okay. What were you told by peers or family about the types of accessories you should look into purchasing?
My family isn't super tech savvy, so I guess it's my peers, mainly my friends, telling me about cool things they also saw themselves.
Okay. Who or what gave you the best advice before going out and making a purchase?
Probably my roommate.
Okay. So like your friends?
My friends, yeah. Again, they would tell me, they'd buy something and tell me about it and it sounded pretty cool, so I'd go buy it.
Okay. How well do you think your guidance network prepared you to look into purchasing cell phone accessories?
Pretty prepared because they'd let me use their whatever it was most of the time, so it kind of prepared me for what I was going to get.
Okay. And could they have done anything better in providing you the information?
I really get to use what they have, so I kind of know exactly what I'm buying.
Okay. When you first start thinking about purchasing a cell phone accessory, what were your reasons for acquiring it?
I guess the reasons would be it's cool and again enhances the experience, like the wireless charger. You can just put your phone on it and it starts charging.
Okay. So, what did you hope your accessory would offer?
Like ease of use, and I mean, I guess like if it did anything cool, that's also a bonus.
Okay. And how has your cell phone usage experience changed as a result?
It made it easier to use the phone, and I guess that's about it. Easier to use the features.
Yeah. How good of a job has your current set of accessories done?
They've done pretty well. Some of the earbuds are janky though.
Yeah. So, let's see. So, what areas have they excelled in that you've kind of noticed?
If you spend the money, earbuds do excel. The wireless ones, they're pretty nice not having a cord on it, and the wireless charger, I thought it might have, overheat the battery and things like that, but they've done a pretty good job.
Okay. And what areas do you think cell phone accessories have fallen short?
I'd say some of the cases. You drop it, and even though it's supposed to protect your phone, it still does damage to it.
Okay. What do you believe cell phone users are looking for in cell phone accessories? Like, what specific functions of different cell phone accessories are useful in the outside world?
Like I just said, the cases, they're pretty. Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yeah. What do you believe cell phone users are looking for in cell phone accessories?
Reliability, of
Okay.
course.
And then what functions would you find most valuable?
Again, protection from your phone, and then earbuds, being able to use it, listen to music while you're walking around.
All right, and then the least valuable?
Valuable. I mean, I'd say the charging, like the wireless charging. You can always plug it in. Just a little more inconvenient.
Yeah. On a scale of A to F, what grade would you assign your current cell phone accessories on the job they have done to maximize your enjoyable cell phone experience?
A being the lowest, F being the highest.
A being the highest, F being the lowest, like a school grade.
Oh,
scale.
okay. Like a B or C range.
Okay. All right, so this handout lists a variety of factors attached to cell phone accessories. Please circle the 5 that you think are the most important to enjoyable cell phone user experiences.
I'm gonna go ease of use.
Okay.
Portability.
All right.
Extra features. Innovative. And durability.
Okay. And then the 2 you think are the least important?
I guess ease of use and extra features.
Okay. Based on the factors you find to be most important, how well do you think cell phone accessory providers have done in meeting your needs?
I mean, they've done a pretty good job. Just, again, durability is a huge one that they always fall short on.
Okay. Have you ever heard the term charging phone cases?
I have.
Okay. Before we discuss your impressions of charging phone cases, please write down what they mean to you. Then we will come back and discuss in a few minutes. All right, so view 1, the most important goal of a charging phone case is to provide consumer quick and easy access to additional phone battery while on the go. And view 2, the most important goal of a charging phone case is to prevent consumers from having to take time out of their day to sit down, plug in a charger, and wait for their phone to charge. What is your reaction to each of these statements?
I mean, they both seem pretty accurate with what they're supposed to do. It's just basically the goal of having a charging case for your phone.
Okay. And then do you agree with both of them, neither of them, or a specific one?
I agree with both of them.
Okay. Which statement comes closer to describing your cell phone experiences thus far?
Go with A here. The most important goal of a charging phone case is to provide customer quick and easy access to additional phone battery while on the go.
Okay. All right. While thinking about your experience, to what extent do you think these views complement each other? Do you feel like the value of a charging on the go is similar to the value of not having to worry about finding a traditional sport to charge a phone?
I think that's supposed to be spot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they go basically hand in hand. It both allows you not to have to sit down and plug in a charger and wait, because that's a bit of an inconvenience. And then, I mean, you don't have to do that because you have the additional phone battery while you're on the go.
Yeah.
So there's no need to, have to sit and wait. It's really convenient.
I would like you now to tell me what phone and phone case you currently have.
Apple iPhone X, and then Defense Series case. I think it's a knockoff of OtterBox.
Okay. And what were your key factors in choosing this device and its case?
Key factor to choosing the device. I like the look of the iPhone, and I've had an iPhone for a while, so it's really easy to move all of my information over to it rather than switching to like an Android or something like that.
Okay.
And then picking the case, again, OtterBoxes are really expensive. This one was like half the price and seems to be doing a good job.
All right. And do you feel like your current device and case provide you with a successful phone experience?
I'd say yeah.
All right. How much value do you think a charging phone case would add to your cell phone experience?
I mean, it is a little bit of an inconvenience having to carry a charger around with me all the time, but I do that, and it's kind of just normally what I do. I haven't really looked into buying a charging phone case.
All right. And then, are you ever stressed about your phone dying on the go?
I'd gotta say yeah.
And why, or what are you most stressed about when it comes to that?
Just kind of being disconnected, and then also it gives you something to do when you're, have nothing to do, so being bored.
Okay. Please read the current description of a charging phone case, and we will reflect on your thoughts below. A smartphone case that includes a built-in battery for additional power. So what is your reaction to this definition?
I mean, it just seems like something that would be useful, but, with technology, I guess I can see it being pretty expensive.
Yeah.
For quality.
How important do you think it is for consumers to have access to a charging phone case?
Not necessarily if it's important, but it's more of a luxury that you can get if you can afford it.
Okay. To the best of your knowledge, does your society currently offer chargeable phone cases?
Yeah.
Do you have any brands that come to your mind when you think of that?
I don't have any brands in mind, because I feel like once something like that comes out, the market gets pretty saturated, so you can't really. I mean, I don't necessarily know any brands, but I'm sure there's common ones that have them.
Okay. What are the advantages of a charging phone case?
Just like the statements from before, the views, not having to sit down and watch it charge, and having an extra battery on you. I mean, that can always be helpful.
Okay. Do you see any disadvantages to charging phone cases?
I feel like the fact that it has a charger in it might make the case itself less durable and less protective to your phone.
Okay. And then some people believe that while charging phone cases can be very useful, they still aren't as relevant as regular cases. Why do you think this?
And just like I stated, it seems like it would be less durable because you're adding more things to the phone case that could possibly break if you do drop it.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for taking time to participate in our study. I'm Brendan Connolly, and today I'll be conducting this interview. The purpose of this research is to better understand consumers' general attitudes towards cell phone accessories. The results of our research will hopefully result in companies providing customers with cell phone accessories that best meet consumer needs. I want to stress that your participation is entirely voluntary, that you may choose to not answer any of the questions we ask, and that you may leave at any time you choose. We are a video audio taping the session only so you can more easily produce a written transcript of the discussion. Everything you say here will be kept confidential. We will not identify you by name in the transcript of the meeting or in our research reports. Before we start the interview, I'd like to lay out a few ground rules. Please do your best to answer each question openly and honestly. The better your answers accurately reflect your viewpoints, the more effectively this research will become. If you are confused about a question, feel free to ask me for further questions. Before we jump into questions, I would like if we could briefly introduce ourselves. Please tell me your first name.
Leslie,
Where you live?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Where you go to school?
Marquette University.
What's your major?
Biomedical Sciences.
And what type of phone do you own?
I own an iPhone 8 Plus.
First, give me 3 words that describe your feelings about cell phone accessories.
Like protective, like appealing to the eye, and no, effective.
What are the most negative things you think about cell phone accessories?
Like being easily like breakable to the screen or the phone, like getting in the way of putting your phone in your pocket or like accessing it, and getting really expensive.
Do you think that every phone owner in America should use a cell phone accessories? Why or why not?
No, not necessarily. I guess it's just personal preference, but I use them because like I have a phone protector and a case so that I don't shatter my iPhone because I've done that so many times.
Now I'd like to spend a little time talking about your cell phone accessory decision process. I would like you to think back to when you first started looking into purchasing cell phone accessories and think about what you were told or heard. What were the best types of accessories? I do not want you to think about the purchase itself, rather the guidance you were given before making your final decision. First of all, how knowledgeable were you on the types of cell phone accessories available to you as a consumer?
I don't know, I guess I'm pretty knowledgeable because I'm like young and I think my generation knows a lot about that.
Do you think you have a pretty good idea of what types of accessories you were looking for?
Yeah, I was looking for a phone screen protector and a case.
What were you told by your peers or family about the types of accessories you should look into purchasing?
I remember my mom would always tell me, like, when I was buying a phone at Verizon to not buy their phone cases because they upcharge them and they, like, try to make it a package deal. So I usually would just go to, like, a cheaper option.
Who or what gave you the best advice before going out and making your purchase?
Yeah, I guess my mom, because she has most of a say in it.
How well do you think your guidance network prepared you to looking into purchasing cell phone accessories?
I don't know. I don't think my guidance network had the influence on me more so than just like myself and research that I've done.
Could anyone have done better in providing information, whether it be your family or just websites?
Yeah, I guess like websites, but also probably like people working at Best Buy or like those types of stores that sell them.
Okay. When you first think about purchasing a cell phone accessory, what were your reasons for acquiring it?
If it's like appealing to the eye, if it's protective, that's really it.
What did you hope your accessories would offer?
Protection, and just like looks good on my phone, like I can hold it.
How has your cell phone usage experience changed as a result?
I don't know, I guess I've just like, depending on what's on my phone, like if I have a case or not, I have to be more like careful with it and protective so it doesn't break.
How good of a job has your current cell phone accessory done, I guess, in protecting it?
Fine. Not like overly good or bad.
Have there been any areas that has fallen short?
I don't know, I guess just like if I've dropped it before and didn't do its job of protection, that's really the main issue.
Okay. What do you believe cell phone users are looking for in their cell phone accessories?
I think now more it's like if it looks cute.
Okay. What specific functions of different cell phone accessories are useful in the outside world?
It's chargeable.
What functions would you find most valuable?
In a phone case?
Yes.
Yeah, that it keeps my charge. I used to have one of those that like you can turn it on and it holds charge. And then like the protection.
Okay, anything that would be least valuable?
I guess if it's like just so cheap and like doesn't even work and doesn't do anything for the phone.
Okay. On a scale from A to F, what grade would you assign your current cell phone accessory on the job they have done to maximize your enjoyable cell phone experience?
I would like a B minus, just because if we're talking about like holding charge, my phone does not hold charge at all, and my case does not do anything about that. So
Okay. So this is a handout that lists a variety of factors attached to cell phone accessories. Please circle the 5 that you think are most important to an enjoyable cell phone experience and put an X next to the 2 that you think are least important.
okay.
Based on the factors you find most important, how well do you think the cell phone accessory providers have done in meeting your needs?
I think durability for sure, and affordability, just because I'll get majority on like Amazon, and that's really cheap most of the time. And I guess like putting it on to like putting the case, getting it on and off. Those are all like positives that have been provided.
Okay. Then we're going to talk about charging phone cases. Have you ever heard of the term of charging phone cases?
Yeah, I've had one before. I've had the like Mophie one.
Before we discuss your impressions of charging phone cases, please just write down what they mean to you. Then we'll come back and discuss in a few minutes later.
Okay.
So this sheet lists 2 different views of the primary purpose and goal of charging phone cases. Please read through each statement, and then we'll discuss your reactions.
Okay. Should I react to this?
Yeah, so what is your reaction to each of those statements?
I'd agree that a charging phone case is obviously so that you don't have to carry around a plug, and you don't have to like be next to an outlet or something in order to charge your phone. So yeah, I'd have to agree with both of those.
Okay, awesome. Which statement comes closer to describing your cell phone experience thus far? Between these 2.
Probably the first one, to provide a consumer quick and easy access to additional phone battery while on the go.
Awesome. While you think about your experience, to what extent do you think these views complement each other? Do you think, or do you feel like the value of charging on the go is similar to the value of not having to worry about finding a traditional sport to charge a phone?
Yeah, I feel like they're pretty similar.
Awesome. I would like you to now tell me what phone and phone case you currently have.
Okay, so I have an iPhone 8 Plus, and I just have like an Amazon one that says Yikes on it.
Do you know what it's made of?
Plastic.
Okay, awesome. What were the key factors in choosing this device in its case?
The device, I like wanted a bigger phone, and I wanted a better camera and stuff like that. The case, I just got it because it was cute, and I thought it was funny.
Do you feel like your current device and case provide you with a successful phone experience?
Kind of. My screen protector is like really messed up now, and my case isn't that protective, so I probably want one that's more protective.
So it's more the case than the phone itself.
Yeah.
How much value do you think a charging phone case would add to your cell phone experience?
A lot, honestly, just because my phone is old and it dies super quick, and I have to carry around a portable charger usually.
Are you ever stressed about your phone dying on the go?
Yeah, literally all the time, especially because I am really bad at directions. So if my phone dies, I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm not going to get there.
Awesome. Please read the current description of a charging phone case, and we will reflect on your thoughts below.
Okay.
What is your reaction to this definition?
So built-in battery for additional power. I don't know, I guess that's good. It sounds like it would be successful. I think it's more important than people think, because it's your phone, like battery life gets poor so quick these days.
Awesome. To the best of your knowledge, does your society currently offer chargeable phone cases?
Yeah, so the only one that comes to mind really is like the Mophie one, but I think like Apple probably has one too. I don't know, but they're really expensive.
I think they do too. What are the advantages of a charging phone case?
Obviously, just that like you can have it on the go, and you don't have to carry on a charger. You don't have to be like near a outlet or anything, so it's more convenient.
Do you have any concerns about them?
I guess just that what it provides in charging, it would lack in like protection.
Okay, awesome. Some people believe that while charging phone cases can be very useful, they still aren't as relevant as regular cases. What do you think of this?
I just think that they're kind of bulky sometimes. Maybe they're really expensive, and also like they aren't as like cute. Like they aren't as like appealing to the eye.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for taking the time to participate in our study. I'm Carson Buckner, and today I'll be conducting this interview. The purpose of this research is to better understand consumers' general attitudes towards cell phone accessories. The results of our research will hopefully result in companies providing customers with cell phone accessories that best meet consumer needs. I want to stress that your participation is entirely voluntary, that you may choose not to answer any of the questions we ask, and that you may leave at any time you choose. We are video/audio taping the session only so that we can more easily produce a written transcript of the discussion. Everything you say here will be kept confidential. We will not identify you by name in the transcript of the meeting and our research reports. Before we start the interview, I'd like to lay out a few ground rules. Please do your best to answer each of these questions openly and honestly. The better your answers accurately reflect your viewpoints, the more effective this research will become. If you are confused about a question, feel free to ask me for further explanation. Before we jump into the questions, I would like it if we could briefly introduce ourselves. Please tell me your first name, where you live, where you go to school, what your major is, and what type of phone you own.
All right, so my first name is Patrick Walsh. I live in Modern Living, which is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I go to Marquette University. My major is finance, and I currently own an iPhone 8.
All right, we're going to start talking about your general attitudes about cell phone accessories. First, give me 3 words that describe your feelings about cell phone accessories.
Convenient, affordable, and positive.
All right, what are the most positive things about cell phone accessories in your mind? Like, what do you like the most about?
Are how often they come out, how easy they are to get, and how many things?
That's pretty good.
That's it.
Yeah.
Also, I want to ask, what are the most negative things, in your opinion, about cell phone accessories?
I don't like how long they last. They usually don't last long enough. And
It's awesome. Okay, number 2. Do you think that every phone owner in America should use cell phone accessories?
yeah, I definitely think so. I think they're one of the most convenient things for the most part. They really enhance your experience with technology.
Awesome. What does a successful cell phone accessory offer to the public? Or what issues does it solve or provoke?
Usually it solves convenience, so it may not solve a direct problem, but usually if it's pretty innovative, it'll do well in the public.
Sweet. Now we're going to move on to preparing to purchase a cell phone accessory. Now, I would like to spend a little time talking about your cell phone accessory decision process. I would like you to think back to a time when you were first looking into purchasing cell phone accessories and think about what you were told or heard were the best types of accessories. I do not want you to think about the purchase itself, rather the guidance you were given before making your final decision. First of all, how knowledgeable were you on the types of cell phone accessories available to you as a consumer?
Typically not very knowledgeable. I would usually just go to the store and I would be sold based off what the salesperson told me.
Sweet. So do you think you had a pretty good idea of what types of accessories you were looking for when you went there?
Somewhat, but usually I was sold once I got to the store.
Cool. What were you told by peers or family about the types of accessories you should look into purchasing?
Usually I'm the first one of my family to get the accessories, so I'm more of the one that tells them about the accessories.
Sweet. So you'd say you didn't receive much advice before going out to make a purchase?
Not a ton.
All right. Would you say that any news articles or social media influence online, seeing advertisements, would any of those have sparked your interest in going out and purchasing something?
Yeah, I would say that social media would probably spark my interest the most because that's what I use most frequently. So that really influences me just because of how often I will see it.
What type of brands or accessory types do you see yourself going out looking for most frequently?
Usually something like either audio related or like a phone case or something like that.
Sweet. So the next question asks if you think your guidance network prepared you very well for purchasing cell phone accessories. Clearly, you mentioned earlier that it was kind of you who was the one who was guiding others instead. So I'll ask, could anyone have done better in providing the information, family or online? Was there anything you got to the store and wish you knew more about before you got there?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wish that someone would have given me more information beforehand, or like there were better advertisements out there explaining like how long it would last, or just explaining to me exactly what the product was.
Awesome. Now we're going to move on to Section D, expectations for cell phone accessories. Number one, when you first started thinking about purchasing a cell phone accessory, what were your reasons for going out to acquire it? So, in other words, what did you hope your accessory would offer?
I would hope that it would offer something new that would maybe make something easier for me, or just more convenient.
Sweet. After you purchased these accessories, how has your cell phone usage experience changed as a result?
Well, my cell phone was just easier to use. It was, it was less frustrating in the long run. So.
Cool. So how good of a job has your current set of accessories done, the ones you own right now?
A pretty good job, but like I said, didn't really last too long. Usually had problems with them, so.
Sweet. Can you name an area or two where you think they've excelled?
Yeah, I would say, like I've said before, the convenience factor is usually like the number one part of the accessory, or maybe like something to do with like, I don't know, like holding a longer battery life is always nice for my phone because I feel like it's always dying and the batteries like don't really last too long. So.
Interesting. Very interesting. Let's move to number two. What do you believe cell phone users are looking for in cell phone accessories? So more specifically, what specific functions of different cell phone accessories are useful in the outside world?
Well, so one thing that comes to mind right away is probably like something that makes it easier to like talk on the phone. That's always nice. Or just, like I just said, like something that would give me like a longer battery life.
Awesome. Very nice. Let's move to 3, because you kind of answered part B there as well. On a scale from A to F, what grade would you assign your current cell phone accessories on the job they have done to maximize your enjoyable cell phone experience?
Like a C+.
All right. Very interesting. Now, if you look in front of you, you'll see handout A, and this handout lists a variety of factors attached to cell phone accessories. I'd like you to please circle the 5 that you think are the most important to an enjoyable experience, and put an X next to the 2 that you think are least important.
Okay. Let's see.
And then we're going to go over them out loud for the sake of the interview.
Okay, I think I got my 5.
Are you ready to share with the interview?
Yeah. I'd probably pick optional attachments. Probably durability, cross functionality. Innovation and extra features.
Okay, sweet. And then what are the two that you find least important? All right, we're back. The microphone fell apart.
Okay, so the worst two ones I would say, or the least important I mean, are probably color and shape.
Sweet. So based on the factors you find to be most important, how well do you think cell phone accessory providers have done in meeting your needs?
I would say they've done a decent job, like innovation. You know, usually they're coming out with new products pretty often, which I think is pretty important. And then you like extra features. I mean, they've done okay, but I think they could do better on coming out with new things.
Interesting. Very interesting. We're going to get a little more specific here in Part E. And we're going to talk about the idea of charging phone cases, a very specific accessory. So have you ever heard the term charging phone cases? And before we discuss your impressions, please just write down what charging phone cases mean to you, and then we'll come back and discuss in a few minutes.
So I usually feel like they're relatively bulky. That's one thing for me that's really not a good thing, and that's usually why I kind of stay away from them. And I also don't like how you have to charge them for like longer periods of time than like your actual phone. I mean, that's just kind of a pain to me. It almost like defeats the purpose. And yeah, no, I'd say.
Nice, very nice response. Now we're going to look at handout B in front of you. This sheet lists two different views on the primary purpose and goal of a charging phone case. I'd like you to read through each statement, and then we will discuss your reactions.
Yeah, so I would say probably view 2 is the more important one. Do you want me to read it?
No.
Okay. Yeah, view 2, definitely.
So do you agree with both, neither, or just one, more specifically?
I mean, I would still agree with both. I would say view 2 is probably more important, though.
Okay, so pretty much part E. So you'd say view 2 describes your cell phone experience thus far better.
Yep.
Sweet. So while thinking about your experience, to what extent do you think these views complement each other? Do you feel like the value of charging on the go is similar to the value of not having to worry about finding a traditional spot to charge your phone?
Yeah. No, I definitely do. Charging on the go is really convenient. You know, I'm always like without a charger. Like I always forget it in my apartment. And so like that would provide the convenience factor for me. And on top of that, like I can't always be around an outlet. So
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to move down to part 4. And I would like you to tell me what phone and phone case you currently have.
Well, like I said, I have an iPhone 8, and then I have this spec case right now. It's just a normal phone case.
Okay. So if you can remember, what were your key factors in choosing this device and its case?
I would say probably the durability was important. Affordability was very important. Yeah, I would say those are the two main ones.
Awesome. So do you feel like your current device and case provides you with a successful phone experience so far?
Decent, I would say. I mean, it's nothing really out of the ordinary. I mean, it does what I thought it was going to do, nothing special.
Okay, cool. On the part C, how much value do you think a charging phone case would add to your cell phone experience?
I think that it could add a lot to my cell phone experience, but like I said before, I do have some problems with them, like the bulkiness and just having to charge them for longer periods of time. So,
do you think that providers or accessory providers just aren't making the type of charging phone case you'd be interested in?
Yeah, that's probably why I don't have one. I mean, I'm just not interested in the current market.
Interesting. Going further, are you ever stressed about your phone dying on the go?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I'm not always at places where there's an outlet, so it's a pain in the butt.
Of course, of course. We're going to move down to handout C in front of you. I'd like you to please read the current internet description of a charging phone case, and then we will then reflect on your thoughts.
Okay.
So what is your reaction to this definition?
That's about what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, sweet. How important do you think it is for consumers to have access to charging phone cases?
I think it's important. I know that my dad, for instance, he's constantly traveling, so charging phone case is almost 100% necessary for him. So he needs to have access to it. Otherwise, he really couldn't get all of his work done. So
interesting. Moving on, to the best of your knowledge, does your society currently offer chargeable phone cases that meet your needs?
Well, I mean, they offer chargeable phone cases. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that they meet my needs personally, but.
Okay. If possible, could you name a few of the charging phone case brands that come to mind?
No, I don't think so.
Based on your answer, why do you think it's hard to think of notable charging phone case providers?
I mean, I guess they're just not very, I just have never heard of the brands before, so.
Okay. Moving on. Can you name a few of the advantages in your mind of a charging phone case, if you think there are any?
I mean, well, once you charge it for a long time, then you have a lot of charge, but, you need to have the time to charge it for a long time, so.
Interesting. So on the topic of disadvantages of a charging phone case, the idea that having to sit down and have it charged for a long time, as you said, do you think that would be a disadvantage?
Yeah, that would be a major disadvantage, and then on top of that, usually it's pretty bulky too, so I don't really like that.
Okay, awesome. There are some people that believe that while charging phone cases can be very useful, they still aren't as relevant as regular cases. Pretty similar to our previous questions, but why would you think that charging phone cases haven't broken into the market as strongly as a regular phone case has?
I just think that they're really just kind of a pain for people to use. They're too bulky, they take too long to charge, so it's just why would you even get one if you have to deal with all of those things?
Awesome. Well, that concludes our interview, and I would like to thank you for your time, Mr. Walsh.
Thank you for having me.
This concludes our interview. Going offline now.
Thanks for taking the time to participate in our study. I'm Jack Allison, and today I'll be conducting this interview. The purpose of this research is to better understand consumers' general attitudes towards cell phone accessories. The results of our research will hopefully result in companies providing customers with cell phone accessories that best meet consumer needs. I want to stress that your participation is entirely voluntary and that you may choose not to answer any of the questions we ask, and that you may leave at any time that you choose. We are video/audio taping the session only so we can more easily produce a written transcript of the discussion. Everything you say here will be kept confidential. We will not identify you by name in the transcript of the meeting or in our research reports. Before we start the interview, I'd like to lay out a few ground rules. Please do your best to answer each question openly and honestly. The better your answers accurately reflect your viewpoints, the more effective this research will be. If you are confused about a question, feel free to ask for further explanation. Before we jump into questions, I would like if we could briefly introduce ourselves. Please tell me your first name,
Colin,
where you live,
Milwaukee,
where do you go to school,
Marquette,
what's your major,
biomedical science,
what type of phone do you own?
iPhone 10.
Okay, thank you for the backup information. Background information. First, we'll jump into the questions. First, give me 3 words that describe your feelings about cell phone accessories.
Helpful, clumsy, advanced.
Okay, thank you. What are the most positive things about cell phone accessories?
They can make your phone more convenient.
Do you think that every phone owner in America should use cell phone accessories? Why or why not?
I would say yes, if it makes your life easier.
What does a successful cell phone accessory offer to the public? What issues does it solve or provoke?
It makes your phone easier to use. Makes it more available for use.
Thanks. Okay, so now I would like to spend a little time talking about your cell phone accessory decision process. I would like you to think back to when you first started looking into purchasing a cell phone accessory and think about what you were told or heard were the best types of accessories. I do not want you to think about the purchase itself, rather the guidance you were given before making your final decision. Does that make sense?
Yes.
First of all, how knowledgeable were you on the types of cell phone accessories available to you as a consumer?
I would say mediumly knowledgeable.
Do you think you had a pretty good idea of what type of accessory you were looking for?
I would say I had a decent idea.
What were you told by peers or family about the types of accessories you should look into purchasing?
They said get a dependable accessory.
Okay. Who exactly gave you the best advice before going out and making your purchase? Would it be friends, parents / family, news articles, social media influence?
I would say reviews on the internet.
Oh, okay. Thank you. How well do you think your guidance network prepared you to look into purchasing cell phone accessories?
I would say pretty well.
Do you think you could have found more accurate information somewhere else?
Possibly.
Okay. When you first started thinking about purchasing a cell phone accessory, what were your reasons for acquiring it?
I wanted something to protect my phone.
So what did you hope the accessory would offer?
I hoped it would, be able to go underwater and I'd be able to drop my phone and it wouldn't break.
How has your cell phone usage experience changed as a result?
My phone has stayed working longer.
How good of a job has your current set of accessories done?
I would say it's done a good job.
In what areas has it done a good job?
I've dropped my phone and it hasn't broken.
Has it fallen short in any areas?
It's a little bulky.
What do you believe cell phone users are looking for in cell phone accessories?
Something that looks cool and it works.
What specific functions of different cell phone accessories are useful in the outside world?
Protection and, things to listen to music and things like that.
What functions would you find the most valuable?
I would say if it can be dropped underwater, that's pretty valuable.
Least valuable?
If it doesn't fit in my pocket.
On a scale from A to F, what grade would you assign your current cell phone accessory on the job that it's done to maximize your enjoyable cell phone experience?
I give it a B.
This handout lists a variety of factors attached to cell phone accessories. Please circle the 5 that you think are the most important to an enjoyable cell phone experience and put an X next to the 2 you think are the least important.
I would say the most important are ease of use, affordability, shape, color, and durability. And least, I would say extra features and social status.
Based on the factors you find to be the most important, how well do you think cell phone accessory providers have done in meeting your needs?
I'd say they've done okay.
Where have they exceeded?
They were able to make the cases look cool.
Where have they fallen short?
Sometimes they are too bulky and don't fit in your pocket.
Have you ever heard of the term charging phone cases?
I have.
Before we discuss your impressions of charging phone cases, please just write down what they mean to you. Then we will come back and discuss this in a few minutes. This sheet lists 2 different views on the primary purpose and goal of a charging phone case. Please read through each statement and we will discuss your reactions. Do you have a reaction to View 1?
Yeah, I agree with View 1.
To what degree do you agree with it? Strongly, a little bit, moderately?
I would say I strongly agree with it.
And what is your reaction to View 2?
I'd say I'd strongly agree with View 2 as well.
Which statement comes closer to describing your cell phone experience thus far?
I would say the first statement.
Okay. While thinking about your experience, to what extent do you think those views complement each other? Do you feel like the value of charging on the go is similar to the value of not having to worry about finding a traditional spot to charge a phone?
I would say they go hand in hand.
I would like you now to tell me what phone and phone case you currently have.
iPhone 10 and a Spigen case.
Okay. Excuse me. Do you feel like your current device and case provide you with a successful phone experience?
It doesn't charge my phone, but it does other things.
How much value do you think a charging phone case would add to your cell phone experience?
I'd say it'd be convenient if didn't have a charger.
Are you ever stressed about your phone dying on the go?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I might need it for directions or to call someone.
Please read the current description of a charging phone case and we will reflect on your thoughts below. What is your reaction to this definition?
I think it sounds like a good idea.
How important do you think it is for consumers to have access to a charging phone case?
It would be good for people who have long work days.
To the best of your knowledge, does your society currently offer chargeable phone cases?
Not really. I mean, I haven't really seen anyone with one.
Why is it hard to think of notable charging phone case providers?
They're not advertised.
What do you think the advantages would be of a charging phone case?
You could use it for road trips and long work days, that kind of thing.
Do you see any disadvantages to a charging phone case?
It might be bulky if the case is too big.
Some people believe that while charging phone cases can be very useful, they still aren't as relevant as regular cases. Why do you think people have this perception?
They might think they're too expensive.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Colin. We thank you for coming out, and if you have any further questions about our survey, please feel free to reach out to one of us.
Thank you.